As life expectancy increases in most countries around the world, the global burden from atrial fibrillation is likely to increase substantially. We know that AF is not acutely life-threatening, but hemodynamic compromise and increased risk of stroke are, of course, big problems. The problem is also that we do not know how to prevent it. There is, however, some evidence that statins have a protective effect in reducing the risk of atrial fibrillation. One recent meta-analysis suggested that statins could reduce the risk of atrial fibrillation by as much as 60%, and a second one comprising 6 trials yielded a more modest estimate of about 25%. In both meta-analyses, the trials were highly heterogeneous, which raised the question about applicability of the findings to much larger populations at risk of atrial fibrillation. So now in the British Medical Journal, researchers have done another meta-analysis from larger statin trials, and it looks like we may be able to put this question to rest in a negative way. What they did was take the results of the shorter-term trials that seemed to show benefit of statin therapy on the onset of atrial fibrillation and compare them to larger, longer-term statin trials. Here's the short version. There appears to be no evidence of any benefit of statin therapy on the onset of atrial fibrillation. The suggested beneficial effects of statins on AF from shorter-term studies is not supported by the more comprehensive review, and researchers will simply have to look at other drugs for prophylaxis against AF. I'm Peter Block, and this is a CardioSource Heart Minute.